Hi, welcome back to Hobby Universe Outdoors. I'm Len. Today I'm going to be removing the stock backhoe bucket from my John Deere 260B backhoe and installing a ripper attachment that I got from a company called BXpanded. When I first got the tractor, I actually ordered a few different attachments for the backhoe from BXpanded, one of which was this ripper attachment with teeth on it, and I'll show you that here in a second. I also got the thumb, and I got the dolly to store the backhoe on when it's not on the back of the tractor. I'm really happy with those two items that I've used so far, again being the thumb and the dolly. I haven't used the ripper attachment yet, and I'm getting ready to remove a tree stump, and I'm hoping to do that tomorrow if the weather permits. It looks like it's going to be okay. But my idea is, instead of digging all around the stump and trying to pick at the roots with the teeth of the backhoe bucket, I'm hoping I can get in there with that tooth attachment and just like rip and pull and cut through the roots before I even get in there with the bucket, making a much smaller hole and maybe even making the job faster. So not sure how that's going to work or what that's going to look like, but I will make a video on that, and that'll follow this one. This is primarily just going to be a quick review of what that ripper attachment looks like and then how I'm going to install it on my backhoe. One other item that BXpanded offers that I don't have yet that I would like to get is it's some sort of an adapter, a quick connect type adapter, so that I can remove things like this ripper tooth that I'm going to be using tomorrow, as well as, you know, this bucket or other buckets that they offer. They have a really nice trenching bucket I was looking at as well. And just to be clear, I'm not affiliated with that company. I've never spoke to them in any manner other than ordering stuff. I'm just really a big fan of their stuff. I know it's made in the US, and it's really worked well so far for the items that I have used. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll get notified when I release a new video, and it'll also help me build my channel, which I really do appreciate. So like I said, I've not used this yet. I've never had it hooked up to the backhoe, so today will be the first time. I did have it sitting outside for a while, so unfortunately I got a little bit of rust, but I do believe that's just going to be surface rust. But overall, the thing is, I mean, it's pretty darn heavy. These teeth are somewhat sharp, and it's got this nice little hook on the back. So I really do think I'm going to be able to make the job of removing this tree stump a little bit easier. It's a fairly sizable apple tree stump, and I did bump into it with the tractor a few times with the bucket, the loader bucket, just seeing if I could move it. Maybe it would be rotten or I could pop it out pretty easy. That's not the case. It's very, very secure. So it's going to take some work to get it out one way or the other. Just hoping this guy will help. Now that we've got the backhoe bucket nice and close to the ground, I have to remove this nut, then that bolt, that nut, and that bolt. Those bolts pass through this pin, and these pins are what fasten the bucket or whatever the implement is to the backhoe arm. These are both 9/16. So I'm going to put the 9/16 wrench on the bottom, the wrench on top. The last time I had this bucket off, I had a mud bucket that I tried to use on it. It's a little bit narrower, and it's supposed to help keep clay type soil from getting stuck in it. I didn't have really much luck with that at all. Maybe someday I'll make a video of that, but overall I wasn't impressed. But anyway, when I had that out, these pins out before, I did put a little bit of grease on them, so I'm hoping having that little bit of grease on there from the prior install will make these pins easier to come out this time. Last time it was a bit of a bear, like this one's moving right now. So you don't want to stick your finger in there. I wouldn't anyway, because what happens is you've got this hole here and this hole here, and if that bucket lets go, it could shear, like a cigar cutter, I guess, you know, and so I really wouldn't stick my finger in there too far. So that pin came right out. And because I'm close to the ground, when I pull out this pin, I don't expect any surprises. So now we're going to do the same for the top pin. This one is going to be a little bit more resistance because now all the weight of this bucket is being supported by that pin. I should be able to lift up on that bucket a little bit and get that pin the rest of the way out. There. If you're working on a 260B backhoe and you've not added a thumb or anything else to that backhoe, both top and bottom pin will actually be the same length, and it'll be this shorter pin here. Because I added that thumb, I had to have a pin with extra length, which comes with the thumb, but I had to have that extra length so it would be able to pass through the thumb material as well as the bucket. So my pins, one's a little bit longer, and that's why. With the pins out, this is a good time to give them a real quick inspection. I'm also going to clean them off just to make sure they're not damaged or that there are any other issues with them, any unusual wear or anything like that. So I'm just going to hit them with a little bit of WD-40 real quick. So what that'll do is that gets some of this heavy crap off there. Next thing I'm going to do is apply a little bit of grease to each of the pins. You don't need a ton. Just takes a little bit. I'm only going to put on a little tiny bit. Something I've always done. Stick that in the bottle, that way as the grease leaches out or get any moisture that comes out of the end of the grease gun, it doesn't end up all over the shelf or wherever it is you're storing it. We'll do it again. It's like probably a half a pump's worth, if that. Now we'll do the longer pin. Now all we got to do is install this ripper. And I'm going to start with the bottom, I think. Perfect. Wow, I got lucky on that. It's almost perfectly lined up. Just take my screwdriver, give it a little twist, make sure my hardware goes through. It does. I'm only going to put the nut on finger tight for now. Now this is where it gets tricky. I have this thumb, so normally you would just have to pass the pin through here, and we're almost perfectly lined up at that point. That's not going to be the case because I've got this thumb to contend with as well. So now I've got the arm, I've got that ripper attachment, and I've also got this, a little bit of a tight fit. So that might actually work to my advantage. I'm trying not to get my pants all greasy. Usually I have what I call play clothes, you know, stuff I don't mind wrecking. That is not what I'm wearing now, so I got to be careful. This is a little awkward. I'm not exactly sure. There we go. Get that started. Usually I'd use a rubber mallet to do this. Unfortunately, I'm not sure where that's at. That took a little bit more effort than I would prefer, for sure. One thing that I know would make this a lot easier would be, I don't remember the exact name of it, but the same company that makes this ripper, BXpanded, they also make a quick attach, might actually be the name of it, so that anything you're taking on and off the backhoe, you can do really, really easy. I haven't bought one yet because I almost never take stuff off. So I confirmed that everything operates as it should. I've got full movement here. There was no weird clicking, clacking, or banging noises that would indicate maybe I did something wrong. So this should be ready to use. I'm pretty excited to see how it works out. Now that we got this gripper installed, I'm ready to tackle that apple tree stump. I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow to do that. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned a thing or two. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way you get an alert when I upload a new video. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.